Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Mentor Asia Pacific. So we are doing our first female mentor today. Someone that's near and dear to me. I've followed her for a while. She sat in my desk and complained about my classroom a lot of times. I think I still have a couple of memorabilia from her, but we'll talk about that another day. So guys, this is Diliana. She is our mentor for today. So Mentor Asia Pacific, let's go along with the first question. So, we've had a lot of interactions together. We've talked a lot. You're out in the public. Most people know about you. But, let's shake things up. Share one thing that most people might not know about you.
Okay. The one thing that most people don't know about me, and it's actually something that I'm very, very proud of, is the fact that I literally started from the bottom. Just going into that, I was in college. I did college for a year, but it wasn't for me. So I figured I need to figure out what I want to do with my life, what's going to make me happy. And so I gave up everything that I once knew, everything I was comfortable with. I moved out of my parents' house. I stayed at my friend's house on his couch and literally worked until I was able to buy myself a car. And then once I did, I found a place to stay, and I literally had nothing. I didn't bring anything that I had, and so everything that I have now, I worked for it. And I think that's something that's very important, and a lot of people don't realize what that can do for you as a person.
Okay, so you kind of started with it already, and we're gonna lead into the next one. So what's your story? What's the deal? Where are we at today? Where do we come from? So you told me you started from the bottom. Okay, yeah. So we have a place to jump from. So talk about your story. Tell me what you're doing today, what you've been doing, where are we at now?
So continuing on from that, once I did get a car and get a place to stay, I was working for Beach and Shrimp for a while, and within a couple of months I was promoted and I was supervising for the new location. I did join a pageant the year before, and it was more for the experience and just something that was very new to me, and something that people don't know about me is I don't like being stagnant. So I don't like being comfortable. I like jumping into the unknown and doing things that I never thought I would do. And so that definitely brought in so many experiences, so many new opportunities for me. And once I opened that door, all the other doors just started lining up for me. And so every new opportunity and adventure I had, I would jump into it. So I didn't stay at Beach and Shrimp very long, just because I had another door open up for me, and I started working for Pika's, which was by far my most favorite job I've ever had. But aside from that, I did realize that I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I know I didn't want to join the military. I wasn't thinking about going back to school. I kind of just wanted to figure out what I could do for myself. And so I started traveling. By myself last year. I started going to Saipan. This year I did 4 trips already, and it was all just to expand my experience in life and figure out what I wanted to do. Right now I am ready to turn over my crown to a next Miss International Guam, and aside from that, I do have a pageant to prep for in November. But I'm sorry, I got lost in my sauce. There's so much going on in my mind. But so where I am now is I'm actually planning to travel a lot more. I was planning to move to Hawaii maybe a month ago, but life happened, and obviously that wasn't something in the works for me, so I kind of plan to stay here a little bit longer. I am planning to be more involved with nonprofits organizations. I do have a few that I need to help out with, Island Girl Power, and then there's also one that I'm newly introduced to that I don't want to give too much information on just because I don't know. But something that I've been very passionate about is always keeping busy and always trying things that I've never done before. So, hold on. I keep getting lost in my brain. No, I'm sorry. So where I am today, I'm actually an entrepreneur. I never expected or thought I would be one, but like I said, the opportunity kind of presented itself to me, and it was something that I thought I could do very well. And surprisingly, I'm not the best, but I'm learning, and it's been such a great experience doing that so far. The company is called Fuuna Lifestyle. If you guys don't already know, it's not launched yet. We're still in the process of it, but it's something that we hold really near and dear to Guam and the Marianas, and it's something that I think no one has done yet, so it's really exciting. It's a lot of work, I must say, and it's a lot of that I'm not used to, but like I said, it's when you kind of do things that you're not used to that you learn a little bit more and you figure out if you like it or not. And yeah.
So we jumped all over the place with that one, but it's
sorry.
So the
that's
thing
how
that
my brain works.
I definitely caught on to was that you said you were about to leave for Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and you stayed back home.
Yeah.
And so that's technically a little bit of my story, where I left and I came back,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to hear your reason. Why did you kind of decide to stay back home?
Okay. So I had so much going on that I figured, the opportunities in Hawaii are endless, and I wanted to travel a lot more, so being in Hawaii was closer to every other part of the world. However, I did go to Hawaii just 2 weeks ago, and I spent 2 weeks there, and it really opened me up to changing my perspective about it. So I was focused earlier on the opportunities that Hawaii had for me and what I can do out there. But what I didn't take into consideration was what I can bring to Guam and what I can do differently, because Guam is very small, and there's so much going on, but there's also so much that Guam isn't accustomed to. There's still so many things that Guam doesn't know about, and I just figured that instead of me, trying to go and look for opportunities in Hawaii, why don't I bring the opportunities here and kind of create them for myself and for others, hopefully, who I can help mentor and influence and inspire.
Hey guys, remember there's a lot happening on Guam that you don't know about yet.
There's a lot.
So take a peek, there's a lot. Okay, so we're a little bit into your story. We may have heard a little bit of your difficulties, but kind of reflect and think about what might have been probably the most difficult thing you went through.
Oh my goodness. So last year, 2 days before my 21st birthday, I lost my grandma. And I thought that was like the end of the world for me. Like my whole world just crumbled right in front of my eyes. And a lot of people didn't realize that prior to losing my grandma, like on January 22nd, I got into a really bad moped accident where I was kind of like bedridden for a couple of days. And so last year was just such a rough year. I got hit back to back to back to back. And within that time, you have no other choice but to be strong. And when you do, and you fight through it, you find out, you learn more about yourself than you'll ever know. So in a sense of me like getting hit back to back to back, it actually made me realize my strength and how much I can take and what I can do, and how I would flip the situation or take what I can learn from it and create something beautiful out of it. So I would say that was definitely one of the hardest times, was early last year, because not after losing my grandma, there was just so many other things that really sucked, but without the rain you can't have the rainbow, and without going through all of that, I wouldn't have been who I am today. So I think that it's very important that you take the struggles and the difficulties that you've been given and you find a way to make it work for you.
We aren't ever a person built on just our own selves. And we are always built by people around us. We're built by a village, we're built by a community. And so everybody thinks that entrepreneurs, we're kind of go-getters, and that we don't care and we don't listen to anyone. But as far as I know, I've had mentors. I'm pretty sure you've had mentors. So talk to me about who are like these important mentors to you, and how did they inspire you?
Do you want like exact names?
Up to you. You can name them differently,
okay.
Or just tell me the experience you had with them. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't like within this time frame of me like living on my own and stuff, I didn't go out. I wouldn't say I'm not sociable, but I'm not the type that like would go out to, you know, hang out with friends. I was actually, if I would go out, it would be for events or interviews or meetings, and I surrounded myself with people who, you know, like-minded individuals who were on the same path and who wasn't concerned about like partying or everything else, but more focused on their future, you know, what they can build for themselves. So I do have 3, I will not mention any names just because I don't want anybody to, yeah, but I do have 3 really, really close mentors and friends, and each of them actually they're all so very different. They all would have not known each other if it wasn't for me. So one of them really opened me up to the entrepreneur side of things, and I'm blessed because she actually majored in finance and got her degree, and so without her I would not be anywhere near entrepreneurism, if that's a word, that I am today. Another mentor I had, I would just have all these crazy ideas, and you know, with ideas they're endless, but it's when you put in the work to get there that makes the difference. So I would run my ideas through my mentor, and she would give me some feedback on saying like, oh yeah, this could work this way or this could work this way, but I definitely wouldn't be where I am today without the advice of these people, because you know, when I come into a room or anything, I expect that I know the least. I don't know anything, and so all I want to do is be a sponge and absorb as much knowledge as I can from these people, because obviously they see from a different perspective, and it definitely helps when you have a fresh pair of eyes to look over, you know, everything that you're going through. So yeah, I do have those mentors. I don't want to say any names just because, yeah, but I think it's very important that you do take, you know, constructive criticism very well, especially if you're going to be an entrepreneur, because you realize that you need a team of people. You can never do anything by yourself, and so that's what I've learned within the time.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're really gonna stretch. Okay, we're gonna think about. Okay, so today is 2018. So we're gonna think 10 years back. Okay, just for fun.
10 years back?
10 years back.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so 2008. That's kind of crazy for you, actually.
I didn't know what I was doing at that time.
Okay, so 2008. Put yourself in that position and know where you're at now. And you're looking down at yourself. Let's say that you wanted to give yourself 3 pieces of advice. What would that be?
Ooh, 3 pieces of advice. Okay. The one most important thing, if I was giving myself advice in 2008, was never, ever, ever care what anybody else thinks. As cliche as it sounds, it is probably the most truthful thing that you can do for yourself. And unfortunately, in that time, I was probably in middle school and didn't know any better. So of course, you know, it's when you're growing up, and it's when your self-esteem is, you know, it's really up and down because of just what happens in school, the rumors, all the drama, all of that stuff. So if I could give myself one piece of advice, it would be never to listen to what everybody else says about you. The second thing is to keep doing what makes you happy and not having to need the validation from anybody. Me being me today, I feel like if I were to focus a little bit more about myself, you know, years ago, I would be in a completely different state. But I think it's very, very important that even though, you know, you're young and you don't know what you're doing, that you stay focused on yourself, because, you know, you're the only one, you live with yourself for the rest of your life, and so you got to build that as you grow. And so that would be number 2. Number 3 would be, number 3 would be, whoa, I had it and then it went away. Number 3 would be, come back to me, please. Please come back. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna have to edit this. Number 3 would be, I don't know. I lost it. I'm sorry.
We'll stick with 2.
We'll stick with 2.
Okay. So since you're only giving me 2,
my life.
So I told you we're gonna stretch, right? So we went back one way. Okay, so first we're gonna have to bounce back. Okay, so we as entrepreneurs or people that drive our passions, we also project. We also try to see where we're going in the future. And then as being an educator, I've always projected that you want to look out and you want to see what you want to be. So if you're thinking about your legacy, if you're thinking about what you're going to leave behind, but let's not talk about legacy. That's a far long range. But let's just talk about plus 10 years.
Okay.
So 2028, where do you think you're going to be, and what are you going to be doing? Like, it's fun to project.
Okay,
like,
let's manifest this. Visualize
let's
it
put
real
it this way.
quick.
For us right now, we said that we would be one of the top YouTube channels in the Pacific.
Yes, I believe it.
In the Pacific.
I believe it.
So
all of my support.
So that's where we're at. So 10 years.
10 years. Okay, so in 10 years, 2028, I see myself, to be very honest with you, I still see myself here. And that's not to say that I'm gonna be here all that time. I'm definitely gonna go travel and stuff, but ultimately Guam is home, and because I've traveled already and I know like what's out there, I don't think there's anything that could ever compare to here. And one thing that a lot of people do is once they leave home, they barely ever come back. But me, I leave to go see what's out there and see what I could bring back, like the knowledge, the experience, everything that Guam isn't used to, I feel is what I should be bringing here. So from 10 years from now, I'm still going to be here. I will still be living on Guam, hopefully a lot more experienced and well-traveled, but also I hope to have a few of my businesses established so that not only here, but also in the outer islands, so Saipan, Rota, Tinian, kind of be more involved with them as well. With the rate that things are going with Guam, at this time, it'll never be like this ever again. So I don't know where Guam will be in the next 10 years, but I will be here.
It's a good projection. So we'll see. So we'll hold her to that. She's still going to be here in 2028.
I will.
All right, guys, we're going to cut the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Diliana.
Thank you.
Coming on. All right, guys, stay tuned. Mentors Asia Pacific. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, guys, for tuning into Mentor Asia Pacific. Once again, I'm Alvin Sanga. Check out all our social media. That's going to be linked down below. Stay tuned. More mentors are to come. We're going to be releasing a mentor every week. And please leave a comment down below for any mentors that you'd like to be featured on the channel. Any business professional, entrepreneur, or anybody that you believe is inspiring and can provide to be a mentor for the youth of Guam. Until next time, thank you very much. Sanga out.